Okay, so I want to make this video real quick. I don't have any script for this. I wrote down one note real quick before I started this recording. I just want to talk for a couple minutes. I don't want this to be too long. You know, especially with the Game of the Year nominees going to be revealed on Monday. So we got to keep this simple and minimal. Wrap this up quickly. And over the last couple weeks, I keep seeing on Twitter or in Twitch chats, this is going to be Game of the Year, this is going to be nominated, this is not going to be nominated. It's a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of stupidity. So I come here to be the bearer of bad news. I'm here to ruin the party. I'm here to rain on your parade. I'm him. I'm playing the bad guy. I got to give some of y'all a reality check. Because over the last couple weeks, I've just been seeing a bunch of disrespectful shenanigans towards certain games, and it's getting out of hand. You know, what you think is gonna be nominated for Game of the Year is most likely not gonna be nominated. So I gathered 16 games. I wrote down 16, broke them up into like little categories. The ones I've seen the most talked about, you know, here and there. So there might be some games missing. So then you might be thinking, oh, this is my Game of the Year. Oh, this is me nominated. If I don't mention it, it's because I didn't see it being talked about that much. So don't get upset with me. Also, this is more towards the people that say dumb things. It's not for the people that talk about, oh, this is my personal Game of the Year. This is my personal list. Move. Get out the way. You're fine. I'm coming for the dum-dums. And before I say what's gonna be nominated, what's not, whatever, I haven't played all these games because one, I'm not a reviewer, and two, who has all the time in the world? I don't got time to play all these damn games. I just beat Baldur's Gate 3. It was a multiplayer playthrough, but I just beat that, and I just beat Spider-Man 2 days ago, a couple days ago, whenever it was. I don't know how people beat that in one day. Like, what are you guys doing? I know some people call out, but like in one day, whatever. And also, I made a video talking about if winning the Game of the Year has any significance, does it mean anything? So I have a decent insight, you know, going through the years, you know, what wasn't, what didn't get nominated, you know, what won. It was some wild things. I say go watch that video. It's pretty goofy and dumb, but it was a fun video. Anyways, I separated these into 5 different categories. They don't really mean much. It'll just to make it easier for myself. Speaking of easy, let's get the easy ones out the way. The ones that are locked, guaranteed, no question, no doubt. Obviously, Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man 2, and Zelda. Now, before I talk about the last 3 spots, let's talk about the ones that are unfortunately not gonna be nominated. Unfortunately, you got Armored Core, Dead Space, and Metroid Prime Remaster. Dead Space and Metroid Prime Remaster are in the same boat. I know Dead Space is a remake, but essentially it's a remaster. You know, so 1-to-1 of the original, not much different. You know, I know it's a little bit different scenarios. Like, it's not that much. It's a remaster. Like, come on, it's a remaster. Ain't no remasters don't get considered to be nominated. And I think even if it wasn't considered a remaster, I don't think it does much to, you know, put it above the others, you know, to, you know, put it to be nominated. Kind of the same thing with Armored Core. It doesn't really do much to put it above the others. You know, I know From Software has been in their bag, you know, they've been killing it, doing their thing. It's just Armored Core is such a niche game. I feel like once more games come out of Armored Core, you know, if they do work on more in the future, then people will be more warmed up to it. And especially when you have Lies of P that just came out, and that's, you know, the more preferred Soul Styles type of game. So a very low chance of it being nominated. Now let's talk about the ones that are absolutely not. No way, no shot are these gonna be nominated. One of these I have a bone to pick with, and I know people are gonna come at my neck, but you got Star Wars, FF16, and Diablo. Now you might be thinking, oh, it's Diablo, you know, you got some beef with Diablo. Nope, I haven't got a chance to play it, but they fumbled the bag. You know, whatever they did with season 1, I don't know all the details, but I know they fumbled the bag with that. Definitely could have been nominated, but they messed up. Then you might be thinking, oh, Star Wars, you know, terrible ass PC port. Nah, haven't got a chance to play it either. So FF16, Final Fantasy 16. Listen, I'm not gonna go too into it. I'm not gonna go on a rant. I'm not going on a tangent. You know, I'm gonna keep it short. You know, once I beat Final Fantasy 16, you know, I was like, no, it's okay. You know, decent. Ending was a little lackluster, a little disappointing. A month goes by. Yo, this game is dog shit. But I don't want to truly say that. You know, it's not a bad game, but I do not think it's good. But I'll just say a few reasons. Oh my God, the world so boring, just lackluster, soulless, dead, empty, nothing caught my eye. It was no eye candy. I didn't stop and like be amazed by like, oh my God, such a nice area. Oh my soul. Let me take a screen. No, boring. And you can be like, oh, there's dying from. I don't matter. You can have some beautiful areas here and there where it's not affected by whatever that was the blade. I forgot what it's called. And exploring that world, there's no point. It wasn't rewarded for exploring. You weren't rewarded, especially you do a quest. Oh, yo, get this item from me, and then it just magically pops up. Instead of you exploring the world and being rewarded, oh, I had this item. Here you go. You know how usual RPGs are like. The game has its high highs, but it's very low lows, like very. And then the story, you know, the story started off, you know, decent. It was fine, whatever. I'm not gonna spoil anything. But once you find out why your mom did what she did, that's when it plummeted. That's when it went downhill for me. I was out. I was like, yo, let's game you over. I'm done with this. You know, come on, let's finish this up. You know, that's just a few reasons. But the other reason why I don't think it's gonna be nominated. You know, if you think it's gonna be nominated, that's fine. There could be a chance. You know, it's one of the biggest games of the year. But I keep seeing people think this has a chance of winning the Game of the Year. I don't know what dick, what Zaza you're on, what kind of nut shit you're on. I don't know what you're on. Listen, I don't know why you think this will win Game of the Year. I don't know why you think this has a chance. Because, you know, come here. Let's go back all the way to 1997. Final Fantasy 7, one of the greatest games of all time, one of the greatest RPGs of all time, nominated for Game of the Year. Did it win? No. So why the fuck would Final Fantasy 16 win? But hold on, wait. Let's go fast forward. 2020. Final Fantasy 7 Remake, nominated for Game of the Year. Did it win? No. Why would Final Fantasy 16? Why the fuck?
And the winner is Resident Evil 4!
I I rest my case. So with that BS out the way, the last three spots. Okay, so the fourth spot, I was gonna put this in a lock. I was gonna put it in a lock, but I didn't want to be biased. It's gonna be Resident Evil 4. It has a high chance to be nominated. And I keep seeing people not really mention this, on Twitter, people talk about it. But in certain Twitch chats, the people that be watching, I'll be looking at chat sometimes, and people just be brushing this off, like just don't really acknowledge it, like it has no chance. Like don't be surprised when you see it be nominated. The fifth spot, Alan Wake 2. I know it just came out. It did really well though. People were waiting for it. People were excited for it. But I think Alan Wake 2 is definitely gonna be in there. Now the final spot, it's between three games. I'm deciding between three games. And there's one game I haven't mentioned it. It's the biggest game. Where's that? Where's Starfield? Either you love it or hate it. I can see it not being nominated, but it will be kind of shocking. Like, damn, but that's his biggest game not being nominated. It's a 50-50 chance. It could be, it could be not. The other two games that have a chance, I think Mario Wonder, it's Nintendo. It did really well. It's Mario. So it's a decent chance. And the last game, this one's gonna be carried by nostalgia and all the sales, whatever. I don't want him to see it get nominated. I don't think it's a bad game, but it's Hogwarts Legacy. Harry Potter. Oh my God, Harry Potter. I remember this from the movie. I remember this in Disney when I was a kid. Oh my God. That nostalgia doesn't go crazy. Again, this has a decent chance. This is another one that has a decent chance. But I'm gonna say Starfield is gonna, take that last spot. Starfield's gonna be the sixth spot. Now wait, I still have some sleepers. There's two games I didn't mention. You probably wondered where these games at. These games were really good. I got you. Don't worry. Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Stars. These games did really well. So these can definitely snub one of these. It wouldn't be surprising. Again, go back and look. There's always like one anomaly, one indie game, that did really well that year and makes it in. One of these would not surprise me if they, snubbed in. Honestly, if they both made it in. And the final Steeler snubber, that could make it in, Liza PP. Wouldn't surprise me, because I know this game is good. All these games are good. And Liza P, I know this one surprised a lot of people. So this wouldn't shock me, especially since it fills that void of not having Dark Souls game, especially if you didn't really mess with Armored Core. This wouldn't surprise me, it definitely could make it in there. So that's all the games. The ones that are most likely 99% definitive, this is the game of your nominees: Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man 2, Zelda, Resident Evil 4, Alan Wake 2, and Starfield. The only one is, that's a little shaky is Starfield. Starfield's the only one where it's a little, any game can really take it. Now, of course, what is my game of the year? What do I think is gonna win? Personally, my game of the year, if it wasn't for Baldur's Gate, I would say Resident Evil 4. Especially after the Ada DLC, it makes the game even better. Spider-Man 2 is close. It's pretty close. But Baldur's Gate is this. It came out this year, so I gotta give it to it. Especially continuing my solo playthrough. I just got to Act 2. It's just a different experience, compared to my multiplayer playthrough with my friends. It's just a very different, I'm making different choices, different outcomes. I'm saving different people. It's just a whole new game. Now, what I actually think is gonna win, again, is Baldur's Gate. Now, Baldur's Gate and Zelda, the two heavyweight champions, the two guaranteed going head to head. These other games, they're big games, they're juggernauts, but these two are the guaranteed going head to head. Who wants it all? Who's gonna take it all? It's gonna be Baldur's Gate. It's gonna be Zelda. Zelda is a good game. Zelda is a good game. And I have fun with it. It's better than the first one, which wasn't. It's not hard to be better than Breath of the Wild. But my problem with Tears of the Kingdom and Zelda nowadays, where were you dick riding hardcore fans at back in the day? Where were you guys at for Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Wind Waker, Majora's Mask? Why were you not riding for them back in the day? They were nominated, but they never won. Where were you guys at? And I get it. More people have Switches than GameCube and a 64. I get it. I get it. But like, where were you nutcases at? I think if Zelda does win, and I talked about this in my video, things being carried by their name, their legacy. So if something does win, it's either because the game is actually, deserves it and it's really good, or it's carried by its name. So if Zelda does win, it's gonna be that situation where it's carried by its legacy and it's carried by its name. I'm not saying it's a bad game and it doesn't deserve it, but if we're talking about, compared to Baldur's Gate, this reminds me of the situation with Fallout 4 and Witcher 3 back in 2015, where I honestly thought Fallout 4 was gonna win because Bethesda, Bethesda, Fallout 4, oh my God, Fallout, I love Fallout, but Witcher 3 won and it actually deserved it. So it reminds me of that. But when you compare the two, overall, you gotta give it to Baldur's Gate. And you could say, oh, Zelda's way more fun. Honestly, I would give it to Spider-Man 2. I feel like even before Spider-Man 2 came out, you would just have people just turn Spider-Man 1 on or Miles Morales on, just swing mindlessly, beat up on some criminals, and just take some drippy ass photos. I don't know, that's just me. And I also seen people would say that Baldur's Gate has no chance of winning. It's just like really dumb. Like, I kind of get where they're coming from, but again, if you go back and look, there's some choices, where they make some mistakes, but most of the time they get it right. And yeah, it's just really weird to me that people don't think Baldur's Gate has a chance of winning, because
we interrupt this program for an important news.
For best storytelling, the winner is Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Studios.
Baldur's Gate
Niggas in trouble. You niggas in trouble.
And the winner of Ultimate Game of the Year is Baldur's Gate 3!
Post edit 3 days later from this recording. I rest my case. You don't need to hear the rest of what I have to say. If you don't think Baldur's Gate 3 has a chance to win Game of the Year, you're a fucking dumbass. You make me sick. Like, literally, I feel myself getting sick. I feel my body shivering naked. I'm ending it here. Let me know if you agree, disagree. What's your Game of the Year? Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. I'm out. Bye.